The BigAl Podcast with your host, Al Bishop, unfiltered and uncut.
Alrighty, welcome ladies and gentlemen. Today I've got a very special guest with me, Mr. Cappuccino Ellenor, all the way from Sunderland in the UK. Just recently made his debut at EFC 62. Welcome to the show, my brother, and thanks very much for your time.
Thanks, Al. Cheers for getting us on, mate. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, only a pleasure, man. It's nice to catch some of you international guys before you head on home and just have a quick chat and cover a few things so everyone can get to know you a little bit better. Obviously, it's a bit of a tough talk. EFC 62, massive card. You fought Gareth Bursky. It was an all-out battle. I'm pretty sure 95% of the people there thought that you had won it, and the decision didn't go your way.
Yeah.
So let's maybe start there. Let's get your thoughts on the fight, man, and on how it went, and what your experience was like, and what you felt like after that decision.
I really enjoyed the experience. I think it was a good contest. I think it was action packed. I think basically, I think it was a good fight for the fans. I think it had a bit of everything. You know, there was some stand-up like striking exchanges, a bit of wrestling, a lot of action on the ground, like different transitions and strikes on the floor. After the fight, I felt a bit deflated. I think I won comfortably. I think there wasn't any aspect of the fight to where I thought that could have went like where he had more of an advantage than me. I think in the striking I showed that I was superior to his ability. In the wrestling exchange, I mean, he took us down. I think it was like a ankle pick against the fence, and I immediately transitioned, got me butterflies in, ended up on top, and then continued to work from there. Took him down 3 times, I think, at least, in that round. And then in the third round, I put him down with the right hand, tried to capitalise on that. He did really well to recover from it, actually. I think it was all right. I think I could have knocked the elephant out if I had it, so I kind of have to tip my hat after him. He took it like a champ, recovered really well. He's super fit. But after that, even I pressed him against the fence, dirty boxed him a bit, chipping away, took him down, and then I think on top position, I was controlling his hips, stopping his movement, chipping away, trying to work, and in the last, I think it was 20 seconds, postured up and punched the bell out as such, you know. And then I think when I got up, I think even looking at his cornermen, him, the reaction from his side and the reaction from my side, I think it was clear to see that I was the obvious winner. And then I knew instantly, because I thought I won unanimous. So yeah, from the fight ending, I got up and basically I thought I'd won no problem. I thought it was I was actually celebrating before the decision was announced. I thought, like, I was walking around. I was glad that I'd got in there and showed like I can push the pace. Like, apparently I heard before the fight that Gareth Bursky was known for his fitness and his work rate and stuff, and that's what I pride myself on. So to be able to come out here, and I think I looked the fresher man in the third round, and I was pushing the pace at the end, punching the bell out. And I think even in the altitude, I showed that my work rate was more than his. And so I just thought I'd won easy. And then when they said that it was going to be a split decision, when they said my name and then said his name, I was. You can watch it back. I was actually laughing because I thought there's no way that they can give it to him. And I was looking around and I could see everyone else's faces like waiting. And when they said his name, it was just like, it was like a kick in the balls. You know what I mean? It was like, I was laughing because I was just like, well, you know, like, he's a good guy. Like, I'm happy for him, you know, like, but I do believe that I won no problem. And I don't think I think next time I'll be able to capitalise on more chances to finish than I did this time. And I think next time I get a fight out here, I'll not give it the opportunity to go to the judges. I think I'll make more of a conscious effort to get the fight finished.
Sure, man, and I think obviously that's a lot of the undertones when fighting on foreign lands is don't leave it to the judges, especially when you're not in your hometown, man. So I guess there's a lesson there in itself for you as a traveling fighter who's got to come out to South Africa again and perform. It's always going to be a difficult one, man. It's if it goes to the decision, you'd expect a fair decision. You know what I mean? So it is a tough one, man. Geez, I think the big sentiment in the crowd, in fact, was that you had won it quite convincingly.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I remember from my side, when the decision went to split decision initially, everyone was like, okay. But still the feeling was that you had done enough. And when they announced his name, obviously his corner of supporters were going crazy. But that was about it. Everyone else was kind of in shock. Like, there was quite and the crowd sort of made their feelings thought. There was a lot of booing. There was a lot of those sort of things happening towards the judges. At the end of the day, we witnessed a good fight, man, and it was quite difficult. With that being said, did you take away obviously some lessons from that? Obviously, your first time out here in South Africa, first time in such a big organization. Do you go back? Obviously, it's a bitter pill to swallow because you're going back with a loss. But I think in your heart, you know that it's not exactly a loss.
That's the thing. It's like it's kind of crazy because I'm going home on a loss, first loss of my career. But it's in a way it's kind of like it's motivating us to be better. Like I've gained so much from losing this fight. Actually, it's mad because although I think I won and I think it was clear that I won, it's actually worked the opposite. Like now, I've gained so much more of a following, especially in South Africa from it. Like when I walked out to the fight, a lot of people didn't know who I was and could just say that I was English. And obviously, with it being in South Africa, they were all for the South African guy. Which is understandable. That's why I wanted to come out and fight here the most. Like hostile environments like that make the pressure makes people perform better, and I think I rose to the challenge. When I came out, it was crazy because everyone, the crowd was like obviously shouting stuff at us and stuff like that. And I got in and I was actually like just filling the cage out, just soaking the atmosphere up a bit. And I looked down at my corner men. I looked down at Dale and Jack, and it was weird because there was like there's no barriers behind them. Normally there is, and it was just like the crowd straight there.
Sure.
And there was like a group of guys. I'd say maybe 30-year-old, mid-20s, 30s, just young guys.
I know exactly which guys you're talking about.
They must have been pissed drinking beers or whatever. And so I could hear them shouting something, and I was trying to focus on what Dale was saying. And for some reason, I just looked at the row behind at the guys, and there was one dude sitting there looking at us, and he was like, hey Callum, are you looking out here for some support, bro? Fuck you, man. At the time I remember thinking like, what the fuck? Like I was laughing while I was in there, and it was just a crazy experience. And when I was in there, I was thinking like, is that just happened? I was just like, whatever, man. And it actually made the experience a lot better for us because in there it's just like it became like. It took a lot of the tension out of it for us. It became more like, well, what have I got to lose? I'm clearly not the one they're picking anyway, so I'm just going to enjoy it, Sure. And then I remember I hit him with a nice double against the fence, and I slammed him, and I heard the crowd react to that. And I could hear in the third round, it was a bit hectic, the crowd. And when I hit him with the right and put him down, I just remember it was just the reaction from the crowd was awesome. Like it was something I'll not forget. That I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, sure, man. And I think that right hand was really significant in the fight because you had an ascendancy and you had a lot going for you. You know what I mean? And like, fight fans especially, they're fickle creatures. They're sitting on the fence. They don't want to like you because you're not from here, but you're putting on a display, so we have to like you. So it's one of those weird scenarios. And I think like that right hand was so significant in the fact that I think it was at that moment we were like, okay, you've won the fight.
Yeah, I think that was the icing on the cake, definitely. I think, I mean, as I said earlier, I can't knock him for getting back up from that. And he bounced back. Oh, he's a fit guy. He must be fit. But I just think that was just enough to just to make the statement like I was in clear control, like, and then to put him down, like I think just clearly just should have been like, all right, yeah, he's definitely ahead now. Like that was the icing on the cake, basically.
100%. Yeah, man. Well, one of those weird scenarios in the fight game, eh?
Yeah.
The strange loss, unfortunately, but we get to see you come back, which is cool. And
amazing, definitely.
I think it'll be a different scenario when you're back. I think
for sure, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
As I say, I always say it. It's I mean, it's a shame to have a loss on my record from not actually being, in my opinion, and many others, not actually being, like, if you look on Twitter, I haven't seen one person on Twitter say that Gareth won. But it's like, as I say, records are for DJs, you know, like, it's MMA. Like, all I care about is becoming a better martial artist and getting to a point in my career where I'm starting to get a lot more known, getting a bigger fan base, and just kind of making it more of like a lifestyle and actually like a career. I just want to be able to fight and just keep getting bigger, you know, like even with a loss, like that hasn't affected that. I'm still getting further up the kind of table, if you know what I mean. So
sure.
It's all good, you know.
Sure, yeah, and it's like we say, it's such a strange loss because I think in that loss you won so many local supporters as well, which is very interesting to see. Yeah, guys were tweeting me, going crazy, messaging me. They're like, "What is going on?" I'm like, "Look, guys, it's unfortunately that's part of the game. These things happen, man, and it's kind of the sentiment." I was speaking to one of the EFC officials, and they're like, "Yeah, man, look, it's a bad call, but that's what happens. Come and finish the fight."
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
Which is a sentiment, and I understand, but it's, I mean. Look, we're not in like Japan where there's free shows, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we want to see the fights go the right way, and it is what it is, I guess. Have you were sitting actually cage side for a while after your fight? You saw a couple of the fights. What did you make of the talent that you saw on display?
I thought there was some good, really good talent on the show. Actually, to be honest, I really enjoyed Zulu Boy's fight with Sylvester.
Great fight, man.
I spent a bit of time with Sylvester actually yesterday. He's a really good guy actually, and to be, I think what was he, 4 fights he'd had or something, to be able to come out there and put on a display like that. I mean, he didn't get the decision he wanted. I think he was stopped in the 4th. Was it the 4th round?
Yeah.
But to be able to come out and just have a war like that was like a testament in itself. Like it was an awesome fight. So that was probably my favourite fight, to be honest. But you can't knock AFC. They put some great fights on. They've got some guys in from a lot of different places, and I think it's an amazing organisation. Like I was telling a few of my friends actually after the weigh-in. We did like a little backstage briefing, and it was kind of like it was really welcoming. Like I've never experienced anything like that before. We were all sitting backstage. Everyone was there, all the fighters, and basically it was more like a family talk. It was strange, but basically Graham just got everyone. It was like congratulating everyone on making weight and being there and deserving to be there, like working hard and getting into EFC, and basically he got every single person there who was new to the organisation to stand up, and everyone give them a round of applause. And I thought that was it was a nice gesture, you know what I mean? It was really enjoyable. So I'm proud to be part of it. I can't wait to get back out and just put on more good fights and hopefully keep winning and show people what I'm all about, you know what I mean? So
yeah, no, 100%, man. And I think, look, there's a massive fan base that's going to be very excited to see you back. I mean, it's we like to see new talent coming through, and especially exciting talent. I mean, you were the aggressor in my eyes. You really pushed the pace, like you said before. We spoke briefly before you got here, and you did what you said, man.
Yeah.
And I think it's exciting to have a prospect like you. You know, like there was a lot of excitement when you were walking out. A lot of the guys I was standing talking to, they're like, "Yeah, let's see what he can do." You know,
yeah,
like the talk's over now. Let's see what happens. And which is really cool, man. And you know, like the EFC is really good like that. They really managed to find these talents, especially guys with your sort of record that are like 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. You know, put you into it's what most people don't realize is, they see an international, they think you're coming from the UFC or something like that. They're like, you're actually stepping up onto a massive stage.
Definitely, yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, it's really, really, really big stuff. We wait and see the numbers. I suspect the main card numbers on SABC are going to be massive, man.
Yeah.
So people are going to see your fight all through over Africa, all over the world, and
it's on today, isn't it? Apparently,
yeah, it'll be on today. I think 2 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. It'll replay again. Yeah, so
hopefully people listening in can listen out and then give their own opinion if they tweet in and or whatever. And
sure, man.
It'd be nice to hear what a fresh if people who weren't there in the atmosphere, like to hear what a fresh opinion is. Like people watching, if they see it today, it would be nice to see what their views of it would be, because I would like to see a mixed review, to see different sides of it, see if maybe they pick out things and thought Gareth did better or whatever,
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's going to be really tough. Like even at the presser, I asked Gareth the question if he felt he had done enough. And
I don't think he did. I think when you asked him the question, I see how I feel for him, because obviously it must be hard to be in his position, because obviously he doesn't want to, like, if it was the other way around, like, I respect Gareth a lot. Like, the whole time he's been a gent, honestly. Like, I can't thank him enough for that. It was a pleasure to fight someone like him, similar attitude towards everything as me. Hard worker, he's a family guy, got his own, he's a good guy. And when I asked him, I kind of felt like, I don't know, because obviously if it would have been me, I would have said, if he truly believes that he won, then good for him. But if it was the other way around and it was me, I'd be as honest as I can. If I didn't, I would say, like, I honestly, yeah, fair enough, it was a good fight, but the other guy got it, that's how I felt. And I felt like, kind of, in his reaction, his answer, he said, like,
sure.
It was like, oh, well, I've been on the end of rough decisions before, so blah blah blah. And I think in his answer he kind of basically said that he didn't fully believe that he got it. But
yeah, that's exactly what I was getting to. Like, it was, the way he answered was kind of like, I don't think I won, but this is what happens. Yeah. Sometimes you're on the wrong end of the decision, and sometimes you're on the right.
Yeah.
So I think that's also, I actually smiled as he was saying, and I was like, okay, like,
yeah, he's a good guy, man.
Yeah, sure. And I understand that, man, and he's 100% right. That is the way it goes. But it's good for him. Let's just take a little look back. People can listen out and get to know you a little bit better. You're from Sunderland in the UK. You said born and raised, yeah?
Yeah, my whole life, yeah.
And what was that like growing up as a young lad in Sunderland? Were you a bit of a troublemaker?
Yeah.
That led you down the fighting road?
Yeah. I don't know. I was weird when I was a kid. I was a proper nerd, actually. I was like, I was a little victim. I had like, big curly hair and stuff, and I was quite quiet. And then when I started to get my early teens, that's when I started getting in with the wrong crowds, doing stupid shit, you know what I mean? Just getting in trouble. Just being a waster, basically, you know what I mean? Smoking, just drinking, just crap, you know what I mean? And then that's when I ended up stumbling into the boxing gym, and that's when it kind of like, it was something that I always wanted to do, I just basically, like, it was something that I did, I loved, and then I fell out of love with, and I drifted in and out, and then I'd get back in with the wrong crowds and back in, and it was just something that I always, like, on and off, for a lot of my teenage years. And then I started MMA, and then I don't know, I stopped. I kind of went through a rough patch there, and I stopped for a while, and then I don't know what it was. I actually honestly don't even know the reason I went back. I knew that in my mind that I had abilities that I believed that I could actually. I think to be honest, I think it was like self-belief at the time when I stopped. I didn't have the heart for it. And when I came back, I realised that, like, I was training with guys, like, really good lads, and I was holding me on and doing well. And I thought, the more I started to believe in myself, the more I thought, right, that's it. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight again. I'm going to get back in and make myself believe it. And then the more I started to fight, the more confidence I got, and the more I knew.
Was there a moment in your mind you kind of said, okay, you started believing in yourself a little bit more? Mm-hmm. And it's something like guys talk about quite a bit in the fight game, or I suppose in any turn to become a professional sports person, because that is what you are. You're a professional athlete at the end of the day. how did it come in your mind that you said, okay, this is a career path as a professional athlete, this is what I'm going to do from here on out? Was it something that you just realized, or was there a moment that you did something that sparked and said, okay, let's go for it?
I think it's kind of something, I think it's because I've competed from such a young age. I think I had my first actual fight when I was, I think, 12-year-old, and I think it's something I've always knew deep in my mind, that I've got, I believe, a unique sense of deep down self-belief that I kind of rechanneled, you know what I mean? Like, even in my young boxing days, like, I kind of like, it was just kind of like a way to help myself with my nerves. Like, I always thought, like, you know, like, no matter how rough it gets, I know I've got that in my mind where I not just get to that point. And I think, like, when I stopped training and then started training again, I kind of, like, as I say, like, rechanneled that. And I think that's when I started to think, like, realised that maybe, like, not everyone thought that way. And that's kind of when I thought, like, oh, well, maybe I've got something about me that other people don't have. Maybe I've got something that I can use to push myself further than other people. And that's when the more I started to think on them lines and the more I started to believe in myself, the more I started to realise, like, I can do this, and I can get to a level where I'm getting international, and I can get to these bigger fights, and keep doing it. And the more I felt that way, the more I started to kind of, like, the more I started to get better as a fighter, the more I started to learn, the more open-minded I become, and the more easy it got. Like, and I think every time since I've kind of, like, got back to this, it's built us up every camp. I've got better, my abilities grown, my beliefs grown, and I just think, like, now I honestly just feel like if you can feel like this and it's a choice, why not always feel this way? Why not believe in yourself like that? And now I just think, like there's not, now if I got offered a fight against anyone now, there's not a fight that I can honestly say that I'll say no to. I will literally, and it's just self-belief. I'll take it, you know what I mean? So, and I think that's what it was. I think it basically, as simple as it is, just self-belief. That's all. That's what's made us come back and want to make it.
Sure. Story rings a slight bell of a famous fighter some people might know. I'm getting to understand now. It was Made for the Cage, who said that there's definitely that Conor McGregor-esque about you. I see where they're seeing it now. Well, with that being said, there's an opportunity. What do you make of that, McGregor-Mayweather?
I see. Honestly, you can't knock McGregor for what he's doing and what he has done. There's not anyone who's been just basically just tore through and just made himself the biggest name from nothing, and it's amazing. And I think it shows people that with the right mindset, you can do these amazing things. People always say you can't do it, and then it's special athletes like that who prove that you can do it, and it is just your mindset. That's like nothing away from his ability. He's an amazing athlete. He's an amazing fighter. But there's no reason. You've got two arms, you've got two legs. You're a person at the end of the day. Like, I believe that if you believe and you work hard, you can get, no matter on physical attributes and stuff like that. Obviously, there's people who's born stronger, born whatever, But I just think if you've got the right mentality and you work hard, you can get to places that a lot of people don't believe you. And I do think, I think he's awesome. I can't see him beating Mayweather in a boxing match. There's a lot of people see what he's done in MMA and think, like, obviously, look, he's winning easy. He's knocking people out with his backhand, but in boxing, there's is this just the same as MMA? You couldn't get just a random MMA fighter off who's been doing his own bit on the local scene, stepping up and fighting some top level UFC guy. And I mean, don't get us wrong, things can happen at a fight, but I can't see how he's got the boxing sense in. I know he's boxed as a young age, but not on anywhere near the level Mayweather has. And it's positions. It's not fighting's not. I know it's with you are hitting people, but it's footwork's everything, and there's traps that Mayweather will be setting and the positions Mayweather will be in. Conor won't have been in them positions. I know he's had Malignaggi in sparring, but Malignaggi is, as everyone knows, he's been done for a while now. Sure. It's not in. If you watch, I was Chris Van Heerden spar with him, and you can see even just small little small little clips from that. It's all positions. You can't be overreaching with Mayweather. He's always going to be on the right angles at the right time. I mean, anything can happen. It's a fight, but I just can't see. And this is how I see it going. If I'm wrong, I'll hold my hands up and say it. But I think Mayweather, I think it'll be exciting first couple of rounds because Conor's going to come out and try and put it on him. It'll be nice to see, because obviously from the southpaw stance with Mayweather's orthodox stance, the Philly shell doesn't work the same way it would if he was fighting another orthodox guy. The positions are not the same. But I think if you're not used to spawn at that kind of intensity and that level, and you're getting hit with shots that you're not used to getting hit with, how far can it go? I think Mayweather will stop Conor McGregor in the 5th or 6th round with body shots. I honestly think that's what it'll be.
So that's the first one I've heard being called that way.
Sorry.
Let's see how it goes. No, it's fantastic, man. It's one of those weird things where it's just like, I mean, you walk around in a restaurant and you just hear these mutterings of people talking about it. It's actually crazy, man.
It is.
And it's pretty cool. Just back to the EFC. So obviously it was your first fight. You watched a couple of guys. Have you guys looked at your weight division, where you would like to be ultimately, and looked at the talent on the roster for the EFC?
Yeah, this, as I say, there's a lot of exciting guys in EFC. I think after my fight at the weekend, I think people will see my style and see the way I like to fight, and matchmakers might say, "Oh, like he does this well. Maybe that's a good matchup," and they might pick a name out there and put us together and match us up, or the fans might maybe say something to Graham and stuff, and it could come about that way. I don't know. I'm excited to see what comes about in the future. I know if I'd got the nod against Gareth, I would have been in a better position to kind of like stake a claim from where I am in the divisions or whatever, featherweight or bantamweight. I'm just going to go back. Now I'm signed. Now I've had a fight in. The wheels are in motion. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, I'm not going to. I was out of camp when we got this fight. I was a lot bigger. Whereas from now, I'm not going to be. I'm going to be back to where I should be, light, ready. I'm going to go. I'll get back, spend a little bit of time with my daughter. Still run, still keep my weight down, keep super fit, and then be ready to start the camp at whatever they say. If they give us a guy a bantam, I'll be ready to start my camp like that and be super fit and super light coming in. Not have as much of a rough week this week and focus more on kind of like getting used to the altitude and stuff, rather like when the past time I've been out here, this time has been more focused on more weight related stuff. Like obviously I had still quite a bit of weight to cut. So yeah, I'll just get back, keep training, get super fit, stay super fit. I believe I'm super fit now. Sure. And just get me weight right and just keep cracking, keep learning. I'll look at the tape back as much as possible. I know there's things in that fight that I did, like say, for instance, when he took us down with the ankle pick, I could have framed, I could have got back up, and at the time I was kind of not complacent, but I just got comfortable, So I know I got back up and I ended up on top, and I still think I won that round convincingly. I think, like when I watch it back, I think, right, this is what I could have done. I could have done this better, and I'm picking little bits of what I did, and I'm going to go back in there. I'm going to write a list, and I'm going to go through every single bit of what I think I could have done better, and I'm going to make it better. And next time, come out and be a complete different animal and completely be just another level from where I was this weekend. I can't wait to come back out and prove myself time and time again. Every time, I just want to become well known out here. I want to become a marketable fighter out here and get a big fan base and be a big part of MMA in South Africa. I love it, so I can't wait.
Yeah, 100%. You tinkered between bantam and featherweight. You got to see the vacant featherweight title get claimed by Igor Cabeza. What did you make of him?
I thought he was good. I thought he looked great. His wrestling was nice. I thought he was good at what he did. I think he looked strong. He's fit. Yeah, he seems like a good guy. I shared the changing room with him. He was smiley, happy dude. I enjoyed what he's doing. It was good to see. I was happy for him. The guy he was fighting was a good guy as well. It was an enjoyable fight actually to watch. I was obviously eating afterwards and just enjoying the show after that. Sure. So it was nice to be able to sit back and have the pressure of my fight out the way, and just to be able to enjoy good fights.
Sure.
I thought he was good. I thought he was really good at what he did. Yeah.
And how would you measure yourself up against somebody like that? That's obviously you're going to start to look at the rest of the roster, have a look at the title holders in the respective divisions, and
I think styles make fights. I think for each person, I think you've got to be open. I think you've got to kind of find out what your attributes are and use them and optimize your chances of winning against someone like that. Say, I think to fight someone who's like that, I don't know. I think you'd have to have a specific plan. I kind of maybe not saying that this is how I would fight him, but maybe see what he's like when the pressure's on him and taking him down. Maybe put him on his back, see what he's like in them positions. Because from what I've seen when he was on top, he had good hips. He looked heavy on top. He was good at what he was doing. Lovely base, good strikes from on top. I think you'd have to try and maybe see what he was like in them positions. Maybe put him on his back and see, kind of test the waters and see what he's like when he hasn't got the hammer in his hand as such. Sure. You know what I mean? So.
Sure. The hammer in his hand, I like that. That should be interesting. And was there any word from the EFC what they're thinking just yet, or is it kind of just like, we'll be in touch, don't call me, we'll call you?
Kind of like, I think they said they would be in touch. I think they might maybe have someone in mind. I don't know. I think Graham was saying we'll give you a shout this week, kind of thing. We'll have a talk this week, so but might possibly have a matchup for us there, or they might have a couple of opponents in mind, maybe a couple of dates in mind, whatever, But I'm excited to get back, get super light. I'm going to be super light, and I'm going to stay ready. And then if there's a pull out maybe on a show, and they might say, "Oh, do you want to take your spot?" or if they've got a date in mind later in the year or whatever, I'm just going to be constantly ready. And then, how can they not? You know what I mean? I think I've earned my stripes, as you said earlier. So I'm just going to let them know that I'm ready whenever they want, and if they need us to fill a spot, get us on there and just let's do it. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see who I'll get matched up with next, and to be able to put on another good show for the fans out here. So I'm ready.
So just with that in mind, ideally you'd still like to come back at least once this year.
Oh, definitely, million percent. Obviously, it's hard. Obviously, spending time away from your family, but look at. I was saying this earlier. It's like, it's still crazy in my mind to think like, I've just flew to the other side of the world and got to fight somebody in their backyard in a hostile crowd, and basically turn that. That was kind of the thing that did it for me. That's kind of why I thought I won so much, because the crowd was so hostile and so against us. And then after the fight, how everyone was booing the home fighter. That was what put it on there. Set it in stone for me, was that I won was the crowd, like the reaction from them. So yeah, definitely I just want to get back out here and continue to do what I do, continue to grow that fan base out here, and I'd love to be out here again once at least this year. If they get us out here twice, amazing. I've got 5 more fights on my contract, and if I have another 2 great fights, like it could lead to either more fights on the deal or bigger fights, whatever.
Sure. So. Yeah, man. I'm sure there's definitely some bigger fights. One thing that I've seen from the EFC, and especially Graham Cartmel, is that he's always tend to got a plan. You know what I mean? He's already matched you up before you've even fought your first fight. He's quite good like that. He likes to play around quite early. Chess. Yeah. He's always got an idea, before you've actually fought, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
And like you were saying just now, you were saying that, if you had won the fight, it would be different for you. You'd be able to put where you stand. One thing about let's say, a younger organization in the sport, and Graham's come out and said it to me quite a few times, is that like he actually doesn't really care about records. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if the fight is worth it, they'll put it on.
Yeah, it is. It's like I'm trying to think of the word for it. Basically, like. It's like the stock, is what JSP says. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. If it's sellable and it makes sense and people are going to be interested in it, then why not? That's the way it should be. If the fans can think that's going to be a good fight, that's going to put asses in the seats to make people want to come and watch it, then why not do it? It makes complete sense. I'm totally for that. It's like even though I believe I won that fight, if they were to now say, well, Gareth beat me, he gets to fight this guy for belt or whatever, I'd be super excited for that. You know, he's a good guy, so why not? Like, I'm not sour. Like that's how it is. If that's a good fight, if that's a good matchup, then go for it, because that's what the sport is. If there's not fans, then there's no shows. You know what I mean? So why not put the fights on for the fans? That's exactly how it should be.
Yeah, 100%. What is your end goal in MMA? You spoke about your self-motivation, self-belief, and you really believe in yourself and you really back yourself. Where do you see the end line for you as an MMA athlete?
I just want to be globally known. I just want to have a good legacy. I just want to be known for being a guy who can come to these places and always perform and always be in interesting fights. Always I just want to be known for fighting. I want to fight good people, good well-known people, and be in some iconic fights, you know, like being fights that's going to be around for a long time and kind of build a legacy. So even just for like when my daughter's older, to look back and say like, oh, look what my dad did when he was fighting, when it was his time. I'd like to one day have a gym somewhere and have students, you know. I'd like to I think I've got a good way of dissecting techniques and explaining things through and breaking things down. I think I've got a good mind in that sense. I think one day I'd like to be able to pass on any fight experience and knowledge I've had from being in there and being around it, and I just want to be able to continue to grow the sport and help people learn it. So if there's a chance to maybe branch out and have my own gym, or even just a small place where I taught people one day, I'd love that as well. So
sure, 100%. And there was just an interesting thing we were discussing a little bit earlier. Was it Amber Law?
Oh yeah, Amber's Law. Yeah. Basically, this girl. She recently passed away in Sunderland. I don't know if anyone's seen, but on me walkout top, I had the logo on Amber's Law, and it was basically she passed away a few months back, and it's basically a petition where I come from in Sunderland. It's a petition that basically they're trying to get the age lowered for the I think it's the cervical smear. Is that it?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Forgive us if I'm wrong, but it's just because the smear test, you've got to be a certain age to be able to get this test. I don't know if it's because of expenditure or whatever costs medical wise. I'm not sure why the age is as high as it is. I think don't quote us on this. I think it might be 25, but I'm not sure. But there's girls getting this specific type of cancer, but they're not old enough to get the test, so it's already too late. So the petition is to get that age lowered, so these girls can have a better chance, you know, like, because it affects a lot of people, and it's like something that it's kind of like under the rug kind of thing, and it's like, why should it be? This petition is kind of what's to try and change that, basically. So it's Amber's Law. I think it's amberslaw.org.uk.
Okay, cool. A little bit of awareness carrying out. Good on you, man. Good
Cheers,
stuff.
man. Thank you.
And just winding down towards the back end, let's have a look, recap. What did you make of your overall experience in South Africa? Obviously, you're leaving with again a bitter pill with the loss, but I think you've gained a massive fan base. You won a lot of respect, I think, from both other fighters on the roster as well as the fans. I have to throw it out there for everybody. I'll struggle to find somebody that can honestly say that you lost that fight. You know what I mean? But that's the fight game, and I think that's these intricacies are what keep us as fans interested. You know,
definitely, mate. Yeah.
Just to recap and maybe a last little message for South Africa and how it's all been for you, man.
It's been amazing. I've literally, from start to finish, I've loved every second we've been. Seen some amazing things. I never experienced anything like it in my life. I got to Carnival City. It blew my mind. The response from the audience and stuff like that. Like, even at the press conference, like, I said a little bit after, and the reaction from them, like everyone clapping and then like just applauding us in general for just, I think just for seeing it how it was. It's been amazing. Like, I've never experienced anything like that. Like, I had kids coming up to us asking for my autograph and stuff like that, and getting to sign their clothes and getting photos with families and stuff. And it's kind of like that's how it should be. It's like it's heartwarming to see that there's like there's that side to it out here, because back at home it's kind of like it's like it's nowhere near as like family orientated like that. Whereas I come here and it's like everyone's interested, everyone wants to know what you're about, everyone wants to meet you. So I've loved it. That to me is it's unforgettable. I'll hopefully that keeps building every time. The South African fans are awesome. Hopefully next time I come out when I'm fighting, there'll be some cheers for us.
Yeah, sure.
Before the fight rather than after. But I've loved it. I've had some amazing messages. If I've got time, I'll read this dude's message out. It's awesome. Basically, I got this inbox from a guy. Cool dude, man. He basically said, "Hey man, just want to say you had an awesome fight last night. It was me and my girlfriend's first ever viewing EFC live. You really made my night. We think your fight was the most entertaining by far. I honestly thought you should have won. My girl legit went mad when they said you lost. Anyways, keep it up, man. It's been awesome to see a champ like you. Next time you're in SA, we'll be back for your victory. Peace." So I basically said, it's really nice of you to say that kind of stuff, you know, like next time you come, I'll give you some free tickets and stuff. And there's been like, he says, "Thanks, Carl, that would be awesome. I don't know if I should take my girl, or she was eyeing those tattoos of yours a bit longer than she should have been." Cheers. And I was just like, yeah man, it's whatever. Next time I'll get you some tickets, bring whoever you want. But I've had a few different people like after the fight messaging us and supporting us like that, and that's new to me. And it's like, that's just more motivation. I'm going to go back, work 10 times harder than I have done before, get straight back in and just keep that going and keep getting bigger and bigger. It's amazing.
100%, man. That's awesome, and as fighters, man, that's everything right there.
That's everything to me,
get
definitely.
that kind of message, man, and that's great. And well done, South Africa. That's a nice welcoming, my brother. I reckon that's about it for this time. We'll definitely catch up with you again when we've got some fight news. We'll hit you up on Skype and see how it's all going and what's happening, man. And I just want to say, welcome to South Africa. We hope you have safe travels. Sorry about the decision, but so it goes, man. And
Definitely.
we 100% hope to see you here really, really soon, man. There's a couple of massive shows still happening this year.
Mm-hmm.
There's Cape Town next. There's Durban on the roster. Back to Joburg, and then the massive one at the new venue in Pretoria at the end of the year, which is going to be huge. So hopefully we get to see you on either of those guys, man.
Let's do it. Definitely.
Brother.
Spotty dog. Cheers, Al.
Thank you very much for your time, man, and all the best.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, man. And we are out.